Nope, you still haven't got anything.
Still black. Oh, we are live on stream apparently. Hello.
Hello.
Ah, still sorting this out. It's fine. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Welcome to day 2.
We are on day 2.
Yep.
We are in the run-up to the top Cup. We're not quite there yet.
Not quite there, but yeah, we have 3 games left. The way that it works is so we're on day 1 of finals, or we're on day 2 of finals. Day 1 of finals, we play 11 games. Anyone with a record of at least 7 wins, so 21 points, can get to day 2 and potentially compete on day 2.
Yes.
Because in order to make the top 16, you will need at minimum 21 points, and then I believe if you won every game from that point on, you could potentially make the top cut.
Yes.
So anyone who doesn't make that can just hang out, have a good time, compete in side events. Yeah, play some Classic, play some Eternal, play whatever you'd like to do. But today you have to have hit at least that. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. We're going to have a good time. It looks like we're going to be able to get right into it in a second as soon as we get footage of the game. We're still getting set up. Oh, get ready in just a second. But yeah. So let me check the standings for this. How many players actually made day 2?
That's a good question, because 7 out of 11 rounds.
So out of a total of 361 players, 91 players got 21 points and technically have the chance to make day 2. Or technically have the chance to make top cut. We'll see how that actually goes. I'm not sure, but
so even though 21 points gets you in, I'm pretty sure there's no one that's just cleanly in. Like,
yes.
No one can just cleanly ID or anything like that.
Yeah, once you're at 21 points, you can't. So anyone at the top cut, anyone at the very top could potentially ID, could potentially intentionally draw their opponent to make sure they make it in. But 21 points means you are probably going to have to win every single game if you want a chance of getting in. So no one is going to doing that is going to have been very difficult.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very tough run. You're competing with, well, literally the best players in the world at the minute. Yeah,
some of the best players here. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll go live in just a second. Oh, we can see a mouse. But yeah, we should have the game up in just a second. Do we want to?
Oh, no. we've got some.
We've got visibility of ourselves.
We can see ourselves.
It's good to be able to see ourselves. And here we go. Into the game.
We are diving right in.
All right.
So we've got Mirror versus Hoshiko, which is. So Hoshiko we've seen a bit of. Mirror I haven't seen any of them.
Mirror is a completely new an identity I haven't seen at all in this tournament. I'm very curious to see what it's doing. So far it looks like we've got a fermenter on the board with 2 counters.
I'm really sorry.
Oh no.
I fucked something up and we do need to do a repair.
Oh, okay.
Well,
it looks like we're
getting a repair, so this match does not count. So every once in a while, something will go wrong with the bracket, and they'll have to repair everything. So I'm glad that our technical difficulties didn't mean we missed any of the game, since we're going to have to redo the game, essentially.
Taking the top, and that would have been that might have been a really rough position for the court, but we are rolling it back.
Yep. Rolling it back. We're going to find a different game for you. We'll be back in just a second as soon as we handle this.
How many money do we have to pay?
Can I still pay you $100 to buy a win? Does that offer still stand? All right. Well,
We can't hear you, though.
And we're back.
Yeah, welcome back to the Netrunner World Championships, Day 2. We are ready to go. We've got the repair all up, and we've got a new game ready for y'all. Sad we couldn't watch that first game, but this game has an ESSA in it, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, it's rare that you see an ESSA this doing this highly. So
Yeah.
so clearly something interesting. Is
ESSA
going on.
used to be, especially with the recent ban of Bonkar. Bonkar was so
Yes.
core to ESSA. It's interesting to see what this deck's going to be doing without that.
Yeah, because like the core of the ESSA deck of do core damage to yourself, put stuff in the bin, access the stuff in the bin. Hey, it's an agenda, and you win. Will only get you so far. You do need to contest remotes. You do need to get into HQ and R&D for those finalities, for those Chestushkas. So yeah, without Bankar, ESSA took a big hit.
Yep.
Because that was a nice slap it down. It's not going to get knocked out of your hand by the core damage. You don't have to worry about ongoing money or anything like that. You can just focus on putting pressure on. The
Curious how
Bankar's now
this-
gone.
I'm curious how this game will turn out.
Yeah,
we should be able to go right into it, I
Oh,
think.
fantastic.
Hopefully in just a second we'll be able to see what's going on in the game. Yeah. But I'm excited. We've got a bunch of great players today. One of my roommates is in the top cut for this that I'm staying with for this tournament. Captain Nice has been fantastic to me this tournament. Booked the Airbnb that we're staying at. Thank God.
Always nice.
I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to actually make it, but did that. Bunch of other people that I know that I'm very excited to see in the top cut. We'll get to this game in just a second, as soon as we can. Yeah.
But yes, so a reminder, we are on the run up to the top cut. We're not at the top cut.
Yes.
Top cut yet. We have 3 more rounds.
The top 16 should be coming soon, but it'll be coming in 3 rounds. Yeah, the players need to get to the top cut, but after day 1, after the first 11 rounds, which is so much Netrunner to play, after 11 rounds, they eliminate a large portion of the field to say, okay,
And
who can and can't make it. All right, here we go.
So we're seeing Alco versus Essa and a Bladder War install and trashed in the first turn, and a second Bladder War. That is
All right, so it looks like so far, yeah, so we had 2 Bladderworts on the board, both of them getting trashed, a hedge fund and a
Raindrops Cut Stone.
yeah, the Raindrops Cut Stone getting played, which will give you the money to trash those expensive Bladderworts. That's a fantastic start when you're up against Bladderwort. Getting rid of 2 of them, because this sort of deck really wants to just tax you out with damage. Any sort of Bladderwort ESSA is almost certainly going to be trying to just constantly deny the runner more and more time. Having that really early way to just stop the Corp in its tracks is so
Yes.
valuable.
But the risk that the runners running right now is exactly that. Oppo coming down. That's a lot of money that they spent to trash those Bladderworts, and so now the Corp is spending 2 to make the Corp spend to make the runner spend 4 and 2 clicks.
Yep, but that is still only 4 credits. The runner, because Oppo isn't fully online yet, the runner does have the time to get rid of the tags, to clear them, and to stay alive.
Another
Right.
Raindrops Cut
We're gonna see
Stone.
Raindrops Cut
A lot
Stone running
of
on
money
this.
coming down. That's a Spindo. Now, Essa's usually quite happy to kill the Spindos early, because that makes those core damage hits.
It would definitely feel good to get rid of that Spin Doctor early, but we are not going to see it. Instead, it's going to be used to shuffle back. That's interesting. I kind of figured that it wouldn't get used here, because I figured that it would stay on the field because you don't want to shuffle that back so early.
Well, yeah,
But-
you need to save the recursion exec, because your ability is great, but it puts one in the bin. So there's a real risk that between Essa and the Alco innate ability, that you put yourself in a position where there's just not that many active slots left.
Right. Essa can just run you into the ground so fast when you're up against Alco. So we'll see how this goes. Alco still has no counters on it yet. Rough place to be. You definitely wanted those early Bladderworts to fire so that you can start getting counters on your identity. As a reminder, Alco's ability is that the first time each turn you either trash a card from R&D, I believe, or the first time each turn you deal damage, you put a counter on it.
So first time you trash a card from hand,
or
do any.
yeah.
I think it's specifically net damage.
Yes. It's whenever. Yeah, sorry.
Yes,
whenever. It's
whenever.
not the first time each turn. I forget how good it is.
It is really good.
Yes, I believe Davs is 9-2, not 9-3. That is a mistake. But yeah. That's
So we have a ghost tongue down, taking a core damage, which is of course going to be mills, which is going to be draws for Essa, and it's going to make every single operation that Essa is playing from here on out way cheaper. Might have been
really
nice to see that a touch earlier, but it's still good now.
It's yeah. We've already played 3 operations, but it's great to see either way, just to have that down. Let's see where this goes. All right. Gonna see the Sabo, so we're going to lose a Wildcat Strike's rough just because you just played the Ghost Tongue. You really want to be able to play that immediately and get the cheap.
Getting five credits would obviously be wonderful to get, because the general rule of thumb is don't get the runner cards, give them.
You never give the runner the cards.
So 5 credits is a lot, and we're seeing a
interesting
Katorga
breakout. Probably going to go grab grabbing one of the Raindrops Cut Stone, which you can now play for free. Accessing another Oppo research. Has anything been trashed this turn?
No, I don't believe so. And so
Oppo requires a trash or a steal.
So
you aren't in danger of Oppo right now, but there are 2 cards on the field that you have not seen.
And we're just letting them go. At 2 credits, I think you have to, especially with that Oppo in hand, because
taking 2 credits.
If this is a kill Alco list, which it's looking like, you absolutely cannot float one tag as Essa right now, because you've taken a core damage, so your hand size is 4.
Oh no, Moonpool.
Oh no, here we go.
What are we gonna see? Okay, pitching 1 means that we aren't going to see a Regenesis.
Already though, there's one in the bin already. But
right, but we're not seeing a Regenesis get scored,
yes,
which is really good.
This might be a see how they run.
It could be, but I don't think there's a kill right now with see how they run. So
No.
it would be an interesting choice. Well, no, there are 4 cards in hand because we have 1 core damage.
Yes, but the corp's only on 2 credits.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So we're not going to see a combo count. So what are they scoring here?
It could just be like a longevity serum or something. I'm not sure.
Could just try to win,
because
or it could just be that they were just conscious. Look, I've got the recursion on the board. I need to get agendas out of the bin because Essa is going to be checking that.
2 advancements to score out. Score out. See how they run. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll take the tag.
So this could just be a tempo play.
Taking the tag, not the worst option here because the Corp does not have any money to end of the line you. The Corp, like, getting that out feels good, but also, is it worth it at this point when you don't have any credits to do anything with it? Like, the runner's just going to clear the tag.
The other thing to note is there's no ice down at all, and Davos is sitting on a Chastushka, which is an incredibly painful hit. So
but Essa also really needs that money.
Yeah. So if they can find a way to make the money, clear that tag, and deal with all and get a Chastushka in, that's going to be a big hit for the core. So
what are we going to see here? So
paying
1 credit. Can we get the text to see how they run on screen? Just to double check this.
Yes, so basically the runner's deciding whether they're taking a core.
They're deciding whether they take core or net. I'm trying to remember what they decided. If the bids differ, do 1 core damage. So they decided to take the core damage on purpose.
Taking a core for the sabotage.
Losing the Matryoshka, difficult.
Now they have to clear the tag. They absolutely have 3 hand size, which is an instant kill with end of the line if they float attack, so they need to get rid of. The Matryoshka going is not the end of the world. There are probably 6 of them in the deck, and you only really need 1 or 2. But yeah, I do see. I think a Raindrops Cut Stone. So
the Raindrops Cut Stone was gotten from the bin with the Katorga, which is really great.
Yeah. So if we see a Raindrops Cut Stone,
we can immediately get back up to 3 credits. It's a Bladderwort,
which they can't res next turn, so you're safe for 1 second. Get the money, clear the tag, and then maybe Chastushka them.
We'll see. Chastushka's only 2 credits right now because of that Ghost Tongue. That Bladderwort is almost certainly. Wait, no, it can't be res. There's no credits. The Corp is still
safe for another turn. They might ice it. Chastushka coming down 4 mills, 4 sabotage, which is so huge.
Yep.
Now, if the core trashes one from hand, they get an egg counter, I believe.
I think that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but they choose to take them all off the top of R&D.
That's another interesting point. Can we see the text of Auco again, just to double check something? If Auco is so Auco is Aqua's just damage, so doing damage, so core damage does count.
Yes,
so that does put
okay.
1 on there.
Interesting. In my
So
case, I
going
feel
to
like
say it.
Alco should have a whole bunch more counters.
No, because only 1 damage has started to happen to this game. Just that 1 core damage. All the other damage has been
two,
in
and two,
place.
and two, because we got one from the See How They Run and one from the
Yeah, but that wasn't because of the corp. It's whenever you do damage.
Of
Yeah.
course. Okay.
All right. Let's see. So
You got to clear this tag. You cannot let this tag go. I'm honestly
I mean, if
surprised
you
that they-
see how they run, you know that that's coming.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they floated the tag last time because
Finality. Interesting.
Are they trying to close the game like super quick here?
It could be. You do have enough money to still clear the tag here.
But they're finalitying with
Losing a
one
Marrow.
card. Oh no, they draw a card for them. Oh, of course.
Rough.
So there's
Only 2 more. Now,
Fuji's a thing.
let's see.
They could die into a double Fuji here.
2.
There's a Fuji.
That's a Fuji. Okay.
Second Fuji is lethal here.
Wait. Yeah, there was a steel
Okay,
scan.
so
Yeah.
it's good. Okay, so fine.
Right. That saves you. That also saves you from the bladder work being rezzed.
Yeah.
The bladder work being rezzed could potentially do it. Going for archives. Is this? Are they just saying you don't have it?
They're going for a rush down. It's
That's
Regenesis.
1 point. That's only 4 points. That's if there's an end of the line in hand. That's game.
Yeah. Ooh.
Because I believe that was last click. Unless there's 1 click remaining. Are we gonna see one? Or is there one? I guess there's 1 more click since still deciding what to do.
You got to clear the tag. There is no way you don't clear the tag here. You're gonna get oppoed next turn again, probably.
I mean, Oppo doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is end the line. At this point, you're 4 points up. You've dealt so much Sabo. I feel like you're just going.
Well, so
going
this is maybe what Davs is weighing up. They're gonna get oppoed next turn. They should clear? Do they take the? Do they make them have it basically? They
Yeah.
make them have the. It's usually only one of end
That's
of the
the
line.
question. We have seen every single time there was a Sabo, we've seen it come from R&D. Now, I don't believe a single Sabo card has come from HQ. So there's obviously something in HQ that's being protected here.
Okay, we are.
Strike Fund taking the money.
And just.
Oh, and clearing the tag. Okay.
Okay.
I guess there was 1 more click.
Losing the mirror is painful.
Yep.
You really want that.
Down to 0 cards in hand right now.
Yep. Any source of damage would work. So, Moonpool into Hybrid into Fut is lethal right now.
That'd be interesting. I don't think you can do that.
It would be a bit magical, and since,
Yeah,
since they just checked the bin, and I'm not even sure Hybrid in, but just putting it out there, Fut does one net damage, even if they don't have any counters on them.
Yep. All right, so I believe we saw Alco being used there, since we have 1 card put in the bin. Let's see what gets played here.
Mind if I have a look at your heat?
All right, looking through the heap, possibly trying to count steel skins.
There's 1. Just the 1. But no cards in hand.
Definitely seeing the 2 Marrows and feeling pretty good about that. Although you're way behind at this point, just by that many things.
Yeah.
Putting something blocking R&D and another 2 spots. Okay, so that's scary because, well, you know that at least... Oh,
there's the
FUT. Okay, so you have to clear that, but you know that when you clear that, you're probably going to get oppoed. We did not see the oppo this turn, though, so you're safe.
I'm surprised we didn't see the oppo. There was a steal.
All right, so...
Maybe they just thought not quite worth it to go bro, but yeah. So that is 6 credits of must trash it and trash is sitting out there. Runner's only got 4 credits and 0 cards in hand. This is going to be a problem.
Well, 2 cards in hand right now. I'm not sure if that's from clicking or from how much of that is from drawing and how much of that is just cards that we missed being in hand.
It could have been off screen, yeah.
Hard to tell yet.
Okay,
draw.
two draws.
Draw
so click
twice.
1 and 2 is 1 and 2 is draw.
Trashing the bladder word. Interesting.
Interesting.
Leaving the and just clicking for a credit.
credit.
Leaving
Okay.
the FUT. So
Okay.
FUT goes up to 2 counters here. FUT goes at 1 counter. A score of a hybrid releases 2 damage. You are safe from that. Only 2 credits, and getting rid of the bladderwort does deny the corp credits. I'm curious what's on the board there. That could be a huge thing. I mean,
I would probably guess moon pool, maybe a spindo.
looking through the corpse heap, seeing
lot of
all
ice.
that ice. There's all the ice that we haven't seen this game. It's all in the bin. Getting milled.
Credits. Oppo research.
Yeah, credit,
the
Oppo.
Oppo. And we
Hit
see,
with all the
we
tags.
see a minescaping in hand. So there's definitely two damage. So a double minescaping would do it, except they don't quite have the cash for it at this point.
There's a lot of kill opportunities here, though, especially because you're going to have... Now, we only saw 2 tags, but that's pretty safe given that the runner only has 2 credits. And also there's that FUD on the board. So you're threatening at any time with a hybrid release to kill. Are going to take 2 credits, clear the tags, and just let it go. That's scary because that FUD is now kill. That FUD is now lethal.
Yeah, 100%. Both to...
is that game?
Install. And that's the hybrid release.
That's the game. That's the hybrid release. That kills.
Such a tense game, back and forth. Like, there was a good chance with all those mills that you just win by accident, effectively. Although, of course, there's no accidents at this level of play.
We're seeing what's on R&D, so or on HQ. Samaxamon on HQ.
So HQ wasn't actually protected.
Wow, that would have been game if we had gone for the Cheshtushka. I was seeing there was a line of just Cheshtushka and then run Archives and go for the win, and that would have been game. The top 4 cards had all the points you need to win.
Yeah, because the Corpany had 2 credits, so Tattoo Bowler would have stopped it, but everything else goes through because most of Alcove's ice is 3 credits or more.
Well, congratulations to Bowsley for winning that game.
Yeah,
well done.
Very well played to both
Fun to
players.
see an ace on screen, although game goes fast enough that we're now going to have to fill time for a while.
We are.
Are you down to potentially talk about the current standings and how things are doing? What's interesting?
Absolutely. Let's do it. So in the game we just watched, before we go into the rest of the standings, both players were on 9 points.
Yeah, both players are on 9 points. That means one player's on 10 points now.
Yes.
Which I
one player's on 9 wins, not 9 points.
10 wins now.
10 wins now. Yes.
Yeah, which is 30 points, which is very, very good. I don't know if that's confirmed you'll make it into the top cut, but
With
it's
IDs,
definitely
maybe.
very close. Currently, I can actually check. If I check the standings, players who were there are 1, 2, 3. There are 11 players who were at 9 wins.
Yes.
So
they'll all get paired. So,
right. So
there's gonna be 4 players going
assuming
in.
that roughly half of them do it, you're now in the top 4 players.
Yes.
So that's really, really good and means there's a very good chance you'll make top cut.
Yeah.
But however, losing that doesn't mean you're out. You're still at 9
No.
wins. You still have a very good
You
chance
just have
to make it.
You have to win the rest of your game. You're not going to have a comfortable day of just ID and chilling.
The
out,
only
getting a
place,
coffee.
the only player who I think can ID for the rest of the day is the stunning Analyze Chris, who has 33 points day 1, went undefeated all day on day 1, did not lose a single game. I don't know how you do that
that's
with
an impressive
Leo
record.
and Sable.
Yeah,
amazing run.
so
No one got even 30 points. No player went 27. No player went 10 wins. Everybody else got
Feast or
9
famine.
at most.
Feast or famine.
Yeah.
So yeah, Analyze Chris can probably go ID. That's if his opponent wants to ID.
Yes.
Because most of them
That's
won't.
the difficulty because you're the only player who went undefeated. Are other people going to agree to that?
Probably not.
Potentially, you'll probably get paired against other people who hit like 30 points next, and then there's a bigger chance of doing it. But at least in this first game, there's a good chance you might have to play it out, and that's going to be fascinating because I'm always looking for high scores in these tournaments. I always looking to see who can get the most points, period, even though it's much better to ID at the end. So we'll see if anyone actually goes for that. Oh, all right, yeah. In the top cut, we'll see. Let's see the top of the top players who got 29 points yesterday, or 9 wins yesterday and 27 points. We have 2 Leos near the top, a total of 3 Leos total in that group. And then how many Alcos in that group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Alcos in that group. Out of the 11 players, Alco.
The egg is still good.
Alco actually has a higher win percentage than Leo in this tournament, which is wild
really?
because, from what I saw, Alco is a much they're both up there at the top. Leo is 73, 20% of the tournament. Alco is 16% of the tournament. By far the most two popular corps.
Yes.
The next one is Jinteki, which is 11%, a major step down. Or Restoring Humanity.
Yes.
I read the Jinteki at the beginning. I'm like, this faction is Jinteki. This identity is Jinteki.
I mean,
They're all
it's
Jinteki.
technically. It's just Restoring Humanity version of Jinteki, which we saw playing. We saw yesterday's playing a lot of very glaciary type play, usually trying to score a Sisyphus because they are so painful once they're scored.
I think there's a few possible variations on it. I think you can do the end of the line into
See how they run.
see how they run thing. I've seen that from it, but I wouldn't be surprised if most of these decks were on Sisyphus. I wouldn't run Sisyphus in the tournament personally, but not because it's not good. I think it's a great deck. I wouldn't run it because it's really tiring to play is the problem.
Oh, I mean,
It's
that's
exhausting
very
to play
flavorful,
through.
isn't
That sort of deck, that sort of long glacier, running the runner through this thing multiple times is just so tiring to do all day. Something I think about a lot with tournaments is just the how difficult it is to keep playing over time, how difficult it is to go through and keep thinking about Netrunner all day, and
Yeah.
keeping your own thought process to a minimum is an important thing.
Especially yesterday with 11 40-minute rounds.
Yeah,
That is an endurance test.
exactly.
So quite often taking a deck that maybe is not categorically the best, but is one that you can
Play easily is very good, especially if you're bringing one deck that's really, really high thought process. Like if you're bringing a really complex ob build, I usually am like, you should consider playing a simple runner build, something that is straightforward, something like in this tournament I'd say like a Mushi, like a get your breakers, put them down. It's still going to be Netrunner's never an easy game, no matter what,
absolutely.
but something that you can not spend all of your time considering 5,000 different lines of play.
just for your insanity, of course.
Great
yeah.
game, though. Very fun game. Up there, we also have... we have, along there in the top cut, we have one Nebula and one Epiphany. And I believe that's it. So not a single Wayland in the top 9. In fact, the highest Wayland is 24 from Trat.
In position 18.
Where are the other... There's 2, 3...
Okay, so
3
go a bit
Waylands
further- a
at
bit further
24
down.
points.
Yeah.
And that's Wayland not having the easiest showing this tournament. I'm surprised because there were many more Waylands than NBN, but there's a couple of NBNs at 9 wins. We'll see how these pairings go though. What happens next will be interesting. Fast game though.
Yeah.
Is exciting to watch. I'm really excited for the finals later today.
Me too. I'm really looking forward to. I'll be. I think we're both commentating a few of
Yep.
those later.
We're going to be
So,
commentating again for the next round.
very exciting.
And then I'll be commentating one more game, and then we'll be going into the finals. We'll have some discussion of the top cut, of who made it, what the tournament looks like. It'll be very exciting. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right. And with that, do we want to throw it back and throw it back to the waiting screen while we
Take a quick break and then.
take a quick break before the next round?
I think that's it. That sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
We'll see you then for more Netrunner. Hello and welcome back to round 13, the second to
lucky
last
13.
round. We've got a game for you up here. We've got an exciting game coming up. Both players at around the 9 wins mark. So both players fighting to try and stay in contention to make the top cut.
Yes.
If they win, they have a chance. If they lose, they're definitely out. We'll see if these players can make it.
Yes, yes. I was talking
think the game is starting up, so we might want to go right into it in a second. I think they might still be setting up, but we should be getting ready to go in just a second.
Yes. So I was talking to my cuts mathematician over the break, and they seemed fairly convinced that 10 wins and some combination of draws was going to be absolutely critical to make that
Okay,
cut.
so minimum 10 wins.
Minimum
you'd say.
10 wins.
So
10
yeah,
wins.
so these players are at 8 or 9 wins. This means that with 2 more wins, they can definitely either get to 10 or above 10.
Yes.
And then from that point on, a number of draws could potentially get them into the top cut, depending on how things
Exactly.
go.
So they're very much still in the running, and but every win will count for these players to get them through to that cut, that top 16, later on in the day today.
All right. Do you want to cut to the game? We can cut right into it in hopefully just a second. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm also excited to find out if Chris is going to ID. Because once again, Chris did win the last round,
Analyze
which puts
Chris.
Chris at 36 points, 12 wins, 12 games.
Undefeated.
Okay, Chris ID'd.
That
I was
save
really
the
hoping.
energy. Save the energy for the
It's
cut.
the right decision.
Yeah.
It's the right
But it
decision.
would have been very funny.
But I was hoping that Chris wouldn't ID and we could potentially see a full 14-win day.
All right. So
All right.
we are going to the table. We have Ant1 on the left side playing Lat, and Friedan on the right playing BTL. Haven't seen Friedan has Mulligan. We haven't seen a lot of BTL this tournament, I don't think. It's been a bit low.
Yeah, I haven't really seen BTL. I'm curious what it's doing. I've seen some BTL kill lists. Like there's always that. We'll see what this specific deck is trying to do.
And just commenting on the playmats, we have 2 classic FFG playmats here. We have Trimarth Contact and Persephone, which are just absolutely gorgeous. Not as good as the NSG ones, I will say, but still pretty good. So
I really like the Trimath contact art.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. So, Friedan opens with a hedge fund, install advance and ice on HQ, and click 3. We see a Basalt Spire in hand. Oh no, we already click 3. So Telework contract and Nuka coming down. So the runner clearly setting up for a bit of a longer game. Makes sense. BTL is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
Especially for shapers.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of BTL decks that try and go very fast.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really sure what exactly this deck is going to try and do. It's definitely going to try and make a lot of money though.
Yes.
Right.
So we're pushing something in the remote behind an advanced piece of ice already. So what is the runner going to do from here? Corp is on 11 credits.
11 credits. 2 ice down, 1 card installed, both of them advanced. Runner has a Simulchip, Creative Commission, just got unbanned. Very, very good card.
Turns out
Nuka on the board. Runner has a good setup for having money and credits, just all that stuff out, but no real pressure or anything like that.
So we see a wall-to-wall. That is just lovely to see early game. Getting that draw, getting that credit, getting that extra advancement on a piece of ice. When wall-to-wall is the only asset that you've got res, all three of the subroutines effectively. Firing is just lovely for BTL to see.
Curious what sort of things. We're seeing the BTL constantly playing an ice and then advancing it in the standard like BTL way, which while very powerful is also a little bit slow. You're spending 2 clicks on every single piece of ice. You're getting credits, you're getting advancements out of it, but it's not going to accelerate very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm curious what they're going to do with all those counters. What the plan is here.
Yeah, I mean, it also implies that this is some fairly big ice, because if they're trying to maintain their credit levels at kind of 10 or above, that means that they need the money to res on a couple of servers.
I'm not sure what card that is.
We see an SMC come
Okay.
down. That's a beautiful SMC.
That's a beautiful SMC. With that much money, we've got a total of Wow, 17 credits.
Yep, the
so
runner's gonna be
17
able to get in.
credits, you can definitely get basically anything with an SMC. It's just a question of what exactly you want to grab with an SMC.
So the runner not contesting this wall to wall, which is a tough decision. If you had a pinhole, you'd absolutely play it here. Got to get rid of that and that wall to wall. But going through 2 ice,
Runner is not really contesting anything, just spending time setting up. All right, we're going to see a hedge fund and a new piece of ice, and then are we going to advance it? Finally not going to advance a piece of ice. Nope, it's going to get advanced, same way as always.
So
Just putting ice down, advancing it slowly, taking time. It's a dangerous play. I wonder what exactly the plan is here.
yeah, because we don't have that operation whose name I forget, which is take all of the
Red Planet Couriers.
Red Planet Couriers. Thank you. That's rotated out. So the idea of using all of these as a battery just to drop them onto a single agenda and score them out with a biotic is no longer legal. So we can't do that. Trick of Light is also rotated, so you can't use these as a battery. So there's a lot of advancement going on. It's going to be pumping up the strength of the ice if you're dealing with Colossus, I believe is still in.
I think the best one's going to be Logjam. Having a
Logjam,
Logjam
yeah.
that you can advance. Obviously, and then Pharaohs, of
We
course.
see a Devitata drone, which is a lovely little R&D access. It's like a mini Maker's Eye every time you run R&D for
It's very good, but once again, we're not seeing any pressure. Neither player's doing anything, essentially.
Yeah, they're both just building up, getting bank.
Both players playing solitaire. We've got 3 advancement counters on that ice. That means if it is a Pharaohs, it's going to be very miserable to get through.
It's almost certainly a Pharaohs. That burns an entire propeller for the run.
I also see at least 1 measured response in the Corp's hand. So
okay. So maybe that's where this money's going. And this money's going.
there's definitely some sort of kill.
2 measured response. We just heard from the table. That is gonna create a lot of pressure on the runner to have to maintain a credit lead whilst also contesting with this massive ice the BTL is going to be putting down.
I'm curious what sorts of ice are on the board and what level of size they have right now.
I mean, Shape Arrow's got tricks. There are ways and means of mitigating the big ice propeller. If you can keep recurring it, is a good way of getting through stuff like Pharos. But it does have a limited battery. It does run out after a while, and it's just not. You can't sustain a long campaign versus BTL expect counter. In fact, we do see a propeller coming down.
That'll help a lot, especially against really big ice. It can't get through a Pharaohs yet, because 4 counters can only get you to 8. So a triple advanced Pharaohs.
I think isn't it strange? No, you're right. You're right. Yes, of course. Sorry.
4 counters only gets you to 8. With some other tools like a leech or something, you could potentially do it. But as of now, that won't get you through. It could get you through if you were crewing it, but I doubt this deck is running crew. We'll see.
Seems unlikely. It's a very sensible deck.
I will say that Stone Ship chart room is going to be very valuable. Having that down means you can protect yourself against certain kill strats. A lat with a Stone Ship is really hard to kill.
Basically,
you're drawing an
unkillable,
extra card at the end of every turn, and you're able to draw 2 more cards. If you can get 1 or 2 more down. Lat has so many cards in here. She's looking at a bunch of cards in hand, trying to so many cards to potentially play. Curious.
I see an Eru. Okay.
Eru, interesting. That's going to be Eru's going to be 3 cards in R&D when you run on archives if you have the full threat and everything. We're not seeing the threat yet, but that's still a lot of cards. It also is going to force the Corp to ice up archives a little bit more, whereas before they may have been content to just sit around and mostly ice up the centrals. There's also the value of Arrow coming down and getting the Corp to put ice on archives and then just running on
just
R&D.
not using it. Not using it. It's a sneak door play.
All right. Playing, I'm not sure which cards those are.
That's a hedge fund.
I believe that's a hedge fund.
And
Hedge fund and a petty cash.
Okay.
So that's going to be 6 credits right there. And then advancing a piece of ice, not
Corp just
doing anything.
So the agendas the agendas are stacking up. I can see 2 Basalt Spire in there. So HQ is stacked at the minute, and the runner just needs to maintain 4 cards and 16 credits, or 8 cards and 8 credits, and they're completely immune to triple measured response.
Wow, and there's another stone ship. That puts you at a point where you can't be double measured response because 2 stone ships draws you 4 cards.
So both players playing very conservatively, very safe at the minute.
It might be that Antoine is just saying, okay, I know that for this game, your only strategy, if you play something to try and score, I can steal it. I can take it. So I'm not even going to try. I'm going to wait for you to try and do that, and then when you try and do that, I'm going to steal it, and then just sit back and you can't do anything about it.
Or attack everywhere. So you attack the server, make them as big as, and just go, okay, I'm not going near the server anymore. I'm going to Central.
I'm not sure that works here because the Corp has so much money right now. I think it's more of just
expensive.
Yeah, but I think it's more of just a threat of what exactly are you going to do? Okay,
we're tree lining for even more advancement counters.
Oh wow! So I have to imagine that's a log jam.
That's definitely a log jam.
Log jam with 7 or 8 credit. Now, getting it up to 8 is not going to be as good against Propeller here. Is interesting. If you can get it past 8, then it's obviously fantastic against Propeller. But 8's the minimum for Propeller. I'm not sure what's in Archives right now. I know there's an operation, and I know there is a ice, at least one. I'm not sure if there's an asset or upgrade in Archives. If there is, then you definitely get past 8. Well, no, wait, because you put 1 on it when you res. So yeah, we're definitely past 8. So that is safe from the Propeller right now. So Propeller not feeling great. Presumably there is another...
Second Propeller.
Okay, that's interesting, because that still doesn't help you. Like, you still can't get past the logjam there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. That is. Oh, okay, we're overclocking HQ. So I think the runners decided, all right, now's the time to go. Start creating some pressure. So yeah, the corp is absolutely loaded. They're sitting at 28 credit. Mesner Chesvo.
I mean, good in BTL if you're going to do a bunch of advancement ice. You just get to take 3 credits from the runner.
Yep.
Now the question is, will Antoine try and do anything about it? Will they try and go get a breaker for this, or are they just going to let it fire?
I think you might. Right. I think you might as well.
SMC firing.
You need to do
so we're getting something.
Otherwise, the corp's just going to start tempoing you out with.
You obviously want to do something with the overclock credits. There is the possibility.
Okay, we're recurring the Euler with the symbol chip and getting something else with the SMC.
Okay,
full rig.
So that's going to be 5 credits total from the 5 credits from the SMC.
From the overclock, yes.
So we have a full rig. That is a very, very high strength sentry breaker. All right, let's see.
Clearinghouse.
Clearinghouse.
Ooh, okay. So we're up against the kill deck now.
I mean, trashing the clearinghouse. Let's see. Go down to 5 credits. Definitely a little bit scary. You know this deck is doing lots and lots of different kill strategies.
Okay. I think we're getting a bit of judge intervention. Didn't shuffle after the SMC. Gotta remember to do that. Okay, so we pressured HQ. We see a mess in chest frame. We don't want to go back there too often. That's really expensive.
It's definitely, it's going to cost you 6 credits and then 3 more credits. Or it's going to cost you 6 credits total. 3 from the Mesh Vesto and then 3 from the Unity break. 6 credits
it's not Unity, it's Euler.
Oh, it's Euler. You're right. Okay, that's even more.
Yes.
I instinctively see a green code gate breaker and I just think Unity. On Euler, it's going to be, let's see, that's... Oh, it's just 2 to break, actually.
It's 2 to break, but you also need to get to strength, which is not the cheapest. So basically, HQ becoming a little less tenable to repeatedly go for. So I think we might see the pressure.
Doable, though. You can still potentially do it.
Not something you want to repeatedly do.
The issue is that all of the other servers have 3 advanced encounters on them, which is scary. Any of those could be a Pharos, and if that's a Pharos, you're not getting in there.
Realistically, no. I mean, we might already be at the point where the runner's not locked out, but is...
The runner's definitely not locked out.
Losing
There's
a lot of
options. I assume this deck would be running possibly a Rising Tide if you're running 2 propellers.
Yeah, the 2 propellers kind of implies a rising
Seeing that could be good here to potentially just have a way to get in. But if you're going to do that, you need so much money. So we need to see some sort of good way to make a lot of money here. Curious what that'll be.
Yeah, so we're seeing Creative Commission and Overclock is the only money and obviously Sure Gamble is the only real money we've seen so far. Whether we're going to see something like a environmental testing, which would make sense with the propellers, or unlikely to see a knick-knack, I think. Although sometimes they do pay because we haven't seen any coalescences yet either. So. Yeah, I would worry that if this runner is running a little low to the ground on cash.
Still has the nuke
We see
on
a
the
seamless
board.
launch.
Seamless launch. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's gonna put.
That's gonna be a Basalt Spire. It's a Basalt Spire.
No. One of my personal rules for playing Netrunner is that if you can score a Basalt Spire, you can win the game.
So Basalt Spire.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Being able to recur 2 cards from archives, especially if you're doing a measured response strategy, means that at that point you can very easily play 3 measured responses in one turn. If you have 2 in hand, you're guaranteed 3 in one turn.
Exactly.
There's so many ways to potentially do it.
And we've already got 2 in hand. Now, measured response isn't live yet. It's a threat 4.
Yep.
But it does. But we know the Corp has 2 in hand, and even if the runner runs and manages to trash one of them, you can use Basalt Spire to pull that one back on the end of their turn, and then play effectively 3 next turn because there's 2 counters on it.
All right, replacing the Euler with a
fermenter.
That'll
Okay,
start getting you that money
that'll
back.
tick up the
And
cash.
putting down a
Telework.
that'll also start getting you that cash. Telework, pretty good card in both lat and mags because you can spend your extra time when you know you're going to get that extra card draw or that extra install. Instead of clicking for credits, just spending a click on the Telework.
Throwing
you know
out
you're going to get that
Debit
free
Data
draw.
I'm not sure about trashing that Debit Data drone.
I
think the deep digs on R&D are how you're going to get out of this.
Well, right now you don't have any space to install programs. We haven't seen a leapfrog. We haven't seen anything that'll get you more memory. The only thing on the board, currently we're at 5 memory. There's only one thing on the board that gets you more memory. It's not quite enough.
Pick 2 is play KPI. 2 install piece of ice.
All right, let's see. Another piece of ice on that server. Even massive thing. Putting another card in there. I'm wondering if that is another Basalt Spire, because another thing you can do with Basalt Spire is you can recur Seamless multiple times.
Ooh.
You can get back the Seamless on your opponent's turn,
play
it, bring it back to hand, play it again. You do mill 2 cards, which could be dangerous, but milling 2 cards to score at a Basalt in 1 turn feels great.
Yep. And it switches on measured response. So yeah, doing PD out of Wayland.
I'm guessing we'll see that, especially because if you do that with a Basalt Spire, you then have another Basalt Spire to play.
I'm
not
not
sure what the card that just
yeah.
came down is. Glare's a little bit rough.
We got a nuke.
It's another Nuka.
Sorry, you have in hand?
Yeah, no.
Well, it's still your turn.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're seeing the recur.
I assume gonna get the Seamless launch back.
Pick up seamless.
Yep, gonna get the
Yep.
Seamless launch back.
Cycle that on
You
through.
hate to see that because if you see that, you know that another Basalt Spire is about
I
to
think
be
they
scored.
just drew a second Seamless as well, so they don't need to recur it. Oh no, that's a wall-to-wall, excuse me.
Playing Seamless.
Double advance.
Pick up seamless.
And then basalt. Pick up seamless and seamless again.
Recur it, play it
Yep.
again. And the thing is, at that point, you can't even, as the runner, be like, well, now the Basalt's gone because now there's another Basalt with the
Yeah.
exact same ability. And it's
Exactly.
even worse because now it can do that with measured response.
So this is why I was a bit twitchy about throwing out the Devadatta drone, because you got to go now. You've got to, because if they're running green mails, which they probably aren't, but sometimes Wayland decks run that as an off one just to close out from 6. You're very limited on time when it comes to being able to stand up to measured response.
This definitely seems like the sort of deck that's probably running BTL, not just for the ability, but also extremely for the low agenda density. Just running 6
the
5
Pharaohs.
3s and that's it.
Yep.
All right, there's the Pharaohs, not going to let you in at all. Going to break it with Propeller? Not sure how you can do that. Oh, charging it with Stone Ship to give it another counter.
Okay, nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll let you break
And
it.
we're doing an error run. Okay.
Do an error run.
See Spindo.
Looking for the emergency game win.
We see a measured response.
Now, the
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
argue
you
about what you
don't want to trash that, probably, because if you trash that, the Corp immediately adds it back to hand and hits you for 15 on the next turn. Yet choosing not to trash it so that it's not in archive, so that the corp can't have 3 measured responses.
That's rough.
Because if the corp has 2 in hand, that counts as 3 with the Basalt Spire.
Yeah.
So if you put one in archives, that's an immediate 3. No matter
Okay,
what.
so we see going straight back to money up. So one big poke on R&D, going back to money up, and hoping that the corp doesn't have a green mail in hand to close off.
So currently, a green mail would win. I doubt there's a green mail in this deck. Given
Seems
what we've
unlikely.
seen.
I agree.
But more importantly, 8 credits, 4 cards in hand. It would take 3 measured responses to kill, and
Which
I
they don't have.
think
They've only got 13.
No, they do have the They do have the credits, but I don't think they have the money. Although, is there a petty cash in archives? Because if there was a petty cash in archives, that would win the game, potentially.
So we're going for an install double advance. So
Unless there were 6 cards in hand. If there were 6 cards in hand at the end of turn, then the stone chip would save you. So
I
I
don't.
don't want to do it there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's a close thing. Putting a card into that server and just counting on the runner not being able to get in, especially because if the runner does go for it, you then almost certainly have them on measured response. Isn't the worst idea. If they go for it, it's going to cost all of their credits, and then you could probably go for them. Probably just get them, especially with that massive log jam.
So I don't hate poking here anyway. Even if you have no expectation of getting in, make the corp res it. You can duck 3 measured responses with the board set up you have at the minute, because if they got five cards in hand.
Yeah, just to answer a question in chat, Frighten is on 8-2 and 2. That's a mistake. Actually on 8-2 and 2, not 8-2 and 1.
So you can't.
But yeah.
So you can't duck a triple
Topping the
measure
fermenter.
response here, especially if you have that much money. But you need
Playing
8
another
credits
fermenter.
and 8 cards in hand.
Playing another Fermenter, getting tons of money. 8 cards in hand is doable with the stone chip, because 6 cards in hand is doable with Lat at the end of turn.
Pinholing to kill that. Fine.
Interesting. Are we going to see it actually get killed, or are they going to say, no, I need the money? I assume it'll get killed just to get it off the board, because that card draw is going to be dangerous.
Where did we pinhole through? R&D? Oh, it's just a discard. Discarded.
Oh, okay.
Okay, excuse me.
My mistake. All right.
That is a tall log jam right now.
Assuming it's a logjam.
It's
It's going to get res. It's just a messenger.
What,
res, so.
what else would you?
The ultimate bluff.
Those logs are definitely jammed. Okay.
Let's see.
So how's the court going to close from here?
I mean, the thing is, I think one option is just the main thing you want right now is just money. The only thing you're looking for is money, because you can put. Okay, I'm assuming that's a spin doctor.
Yeah.
You can if you put an agenda in there, you can force the runner to go for it and spend all of their money. But you're going to have to spend money resing ice, and that means you can't hit them with the multiple measured responses.
So no doubt Antoine has been counting cards until they get clean access on R&D, because I suspect they're probably going to try and do another arrow run in a second.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you could do one arrow run, but that would cost you the other stone chip. And if you do the stone chip, that removes your protection from 3 measured.
You've got to win the game somehow, though. Otherwise the corp's just going to build up even more and just get to a point like you're on 0 points at the minute. You need to make a move. And I don't think the win's going to be coming through that remote, because you have a starting at 7 going up more log
It should
jam.
also be noted that with that Seamless in Archives and the Basalt Spire with 2 counters, any 5-3 in that server is an instant win if it stays there for a turn.
So you've got to move. You can't like measure response may come down. That is a risk you're gonna have to play around at this point. But you can't just kick back at this point.
The main thing that you have to defend against measured response isn't even cards in hand or the money that you have. It is more just denying the corp money.
Okay, we're
gonna
pinholing
see a
2 check.
pinhole. How are we pinholing through archives, or are we pinholing through HQ?
We can't go through HQ. We haven't got a means of breaking it.
Oh, I assume we're pinholing through R&D. Yeah, pinholing through R&D
I like
to
this.
get
I like
the
this.
corp to
Spend
res.
7.
Yeah, res that. It's interesting.
Spend 7. Take yourself off of 15.
Try and force them to go for it.
No res. Okay.
No actions.
It's a wall to wall. Okay. You got more to. Well, you've just made a run. So now you are measured responsible.
Yes. But you do currently on 15, 16, over 16 credits.
So as long as you have 4 in hand, you
can't
don't
be
even
killed.
have to. You don't have to burn.
You
your
don't have
pieces.
to worry about it.
And that would be all the corpse money.
Yeah. And you know that you're not going to instantly win. Although, I'm imagining a world in which that one card, that naked card in a random remote, isn't a spin doctor but is an agenda. It's not going to happen. That would be a completely
gross.
awful thing to do. Just doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
It is the sort of thing I would do, and that's why I love it.
We see that Pretty Mary
Another fermenter replacing the empty propeller.
The Pretty Mary is new, isn't it?
Pretty Mary is new as well.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're setting up the girls type build where we have lots and
You're
lots
now
and lots
going
of
to see
R&D
4
pressure.
cards from R&D if you run. I assume looking for a 1-turn win, essentially. Just saying, I'm going to try and do a run and just see every single card and get in there and win instantly.
Charlotte Cassador.
Charlotte's pretty good, especially
Deacon
because
Francis.
you could once again put that in the server and just threaten the runner into running.
Yeah.
The bigger problem is that with this much money, measured response no longer feels quite as good. You really kind of want to draw an agenda, honestly.
Yeah,
I
we're
wonder if that's
digging.
what we're seeing.
Oh,
Try
we
to
see an
dig- I
SDS.
think that's an agenda, yeah. We'll see what could potentially be seen there. I'm curious if we're going to see that get installed into the server. I would certainly consider doing that, especially because you have the instant win next turn. But
So
rezzing every single piece of ice is going to be rough.
Yeah. So what Freedown is currently considering, I suspect, is okay. I know where I've got a 5-3 in a place I can put it. How do I stop the runner just going everywhere that isn't that server and finding the rest
More
of
than
the
that, with the amount of money the runner has at this point, they could just get in. You've got all that. You've got the Euler. You've got the Euler in the bin.
How do they get past the logjam?
With a stone ship on the propeller.
The
Logjam's 11 strength.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
never mind.
black.
They can't get in. Yeah.
They need to find the rising tide for that.
So in theory, now you do have the simul chip into a SMC. That is technically an option.
Painful, but doable.
Yep. It does mean that you could potentially just tax them out on the logjam and not res anything else. Because
Yep.
even with 2 propellers done, that's still 3. Getting up from 3 to 11 is 8 credits at minimum. And that feels pretty good to make them pay 12 to get through 1 ice that you paid 6 for. But still, I'm not sure. All right,
Okay,
so
we're
we're
going
going to
for the
see.
push.
We're going to see something get put in that server. It might be the push. It might just be the Charlotte.
Advance this one.
Putting another counter on that piece of ice. Presumably a Pharos, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So I think
Spend the tree line.
I think the runner has to try and win off R&D for.
Another tree line? Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is now a logjam that is at 14 strength.
I'll take your word for it. That is
Yeah.
a strong logjam.
So now you can get through that. That is doable with the amount of money that you have. But it also means that the runner is going to have to pay for 14 strength within. Rising Tide is going to be at 3 strength right now if you trash the propeller. That's 14. That would be 11. That's 14 credits. You're making the runner pay 14 credits to get through 1 piece of ice. That's most of their credits, to be frank.
I think a sensible play from the runner here would be get a card count on R&D and try and work out your odds because you work on the assumption that the second
Yeah,
the
but
corp
the problem is, given that what the corp is running, you're up against BTL, so you know that that's going to be. You know that the BTL is going to be playing 6 agendas, almost certainly.
Yep, so
And
3
given
are
that,
accounted for.
2 are accounted for, 1 probably in that server. The odds of you getting all 3 in 1 run
Pretty slim.
is so low.
So-
It's a chance you might have to take, but that's so low.
Well, this is why you ask for the card count. See what your outs are on R&D. Assume that they might have stashed one in archives, off one of the trashes. From
The other problem is that no matter what you do, this is your only option. If you go for the Pharos, you are saying I'm going to use the pinhole on that, and then you can't use it on the other Pharos, so you're going to have to Rising Tide. And Rising Tide on a triple strength Pharos with 2 pinholes in the bin is 7. It's 10 credits.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right.
You're
right. I
only
think you're
getting
right.
1 strength. You're only getting 1 chance here.
I think
you
you're
can't
right.
do both.
I think you have to attack the sub because
I
that does take.
don't know what you go for. All options here feel very bad. I think that going archives is technically better. You can even potentially SMC for
I think that's what we're doing.
All right, yeah, looks like we're doing it. You might want to even SMC here to get back a Devada drone,
Yeah.
just to give yourself even more slight chance. All right, here we go. 4 cards.
Petty cash. F show.
That's game, potentially. Not a single agenda.
That's rough.
Right.
That's so rough.
So, given that you still have the clicks, you can go for the big surfer, and I think at this point you have to. Ooh, that helps.
Selling
That really helps. Oh, wow. So, yeah, that currently starts at 4 strength.
That'll help a lot.
That's not great, but it's better than nothing. I assume now we're going to see the run to just go for it.
And we overclock it. Okay,
right, let's see how
we're
much it
going-
costs. I'm curious to see where this is going to end. So starting at 4 strength.
So interestingly, the Corp doesn't have the money for triple measured response right now. If they res any ice, they probably may not have the money for double measured response.
No res.
But if they just let it in, the runner.
I assume we're just going to see the res of the logjam here.
Yeah.
This makes a lot of sense because that's still, even with what's going on, that's so expensive.
I don't think the Corp's paid for their logjam just yet.
Gaining 4 additional. So that's not 10 credits. It goes up to 14. With 14 counters, that's 14 strength. So Euler, can we see Euler, or can we see Gauss again? Gauss is currently at
The
4
Corp
strength.
still has not paid for that logjam.
I haven't paid.
Gauss is
There we
currently
go.
at 4 strength. Getting it up to 14, that's 10 credits, and then breaking 3, that's 3 more credits. So that is 13 credits.
Another message chest.
Rezzing Mesnichestvo here.
Okay, interestingly, I think the Corp is giving up on the measured response plan because they've gone down to 3 credits.
I mean, that's fine because you've completely destroyed the runner's economy. The runner has no credits left. They have 1 fermenter, which is going to help them recover, but
Access?
I'm assuming the message of accounts is
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
No.
they take that.
force them to trash. They're going to trash the Devada drone. Makes sense. Runner is down to 5 credits. That fermenter is going to be rough. Now, I don't think the runner used the...
I didn't spend this one.
Yeah, go for it. That's no
Okay, that helps a lot. Being able to spend the overclock credits, being able to have those, that helps a lot. Being at 10 credits is so much better than 5. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. It's not feeling as bad for the runner here now that you've done the math and you're still at 10 credits and the corpse at 3.
Yep. If you can make it through a Pharos again, you just wait for clean cards to be on the top of R&D and go again. I think the runner might be able to close this because I think the runner will be working on the assumption that as soon as the Corp draws an agenda, they're going to slam it.
Right.
So
Now,
they know the
one
wins
thing
in
the
R&D.
Corp did- Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're going for
okay.
another push. And an advance, that's the Cassador.
Yes. Now, here's the thing.
That'll be the Cassador.
If you're the runner, I think you can look at this and you can say, okay, I know that's the Cassador.
Yeah, you
Because
would
if
advise
it was the 5-3, I wouldn't advance it.
Exactly. So you can read
You would
this.
just use the double seamless.
I need to count the influence if I can see the
Count the. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, counting influence here, I assume trying to figure out is that
that a
potentially the
Cassador?
Cassador,
Yeah,
given how much
smart plays.
influence is being spent.
I mean,
I don't believe Friedman would have won because the runner could have just paid through most of the runner could have paid through the measured responses there.
Yes, they would have been able to tank it because Friedan only had enough for 2 measured responses.
Yes.
Yeah,
And even if you played all 3, the runner could pay for 2 of
yes,
them.
exactly. So the runner was fine, and if they had petty cash to get up to money, which I'm not sure if they had at that point, but maybe they did. Then the runner just needs to hold 16 and 4, 16 credits, 4 cards.
All right. Runner's trying to decide if that's an agenda, you lose the game. If it's the worst feeling in the world.
Because you have a next level of things. It could be like, oh, okay, install advance. That's a Cassador. But
That
then
would
the
be an
Corp,
incredible
Then the
bluff.
Corp knows that the run's going to know that, so puts in it.
If you were bluffing that way, that would be an incredible bluff.
To
get them
layers
with
within layers. This is why we love this game.
Right. Trying to figure out what is the Corp doing.
Other thing to note, we've got 5 minutes on the clock, and the Corp's at 6 points right now. So Yeah.
They might have an extension. 1 minute extension.
Okay, 1 minute
Alright, so
extension.
6 minutes,
6
left on the
minutes
clock.
remaining. That's still not a lot of time left to this deck. It could run into
Notably, the runner doesn't have any Devoured drones now, but does still have the Mary, so you're going to be seeing 3 cards from R&D when you run.
I think you just poke hard. Just poke R&D.
Poking R&D is so expensive, though. If
Although
you
actually
poke
no,
R&D, you
R&D's
lose.
R&D's not clean cards at the minute.
Yeah.
They're scene cards. So yes,
At some point you're going to have to. The question is, can you wait? Because if that's a Charlotte, you can wait. You can spend a turn. The deck will get more refreshed. Like, if that's a Charlotte, that's good for you.
Yeah.
The deck is about to get refreshed. It's going to lose more cards. You can go in next turn and see even more. If it is if it's not a Charlotte though, you instantly lose the game.
but here's a slight problem. So you would see new cards. So you have got next turn regardless. The Corp also knows that the top few cards are clean. So there's a good chance what they might do is they might Spin Doctor. I think you can Spin Doctor for 0 just to shuffle the deck. Then draw with the Castador to try and find that last agenda to slam.
Potentially, yeah. We might see that. There is also the strategy element of Frieden doesn't necessarily want any agendas to be seen. Frieden can just drag out the game. Obviously, you can't do that because slow play, but
Yeah.
if you just take your turns and you wait, you do win at this point.
Stall, basically.
Yeah, not fully stall, but
Yeah.
like taking time.
It's possible. I don't know. I think
Not going through your deck is pretty good. And on the one hand, you don't want to fire the Charlotte for that reason to not show more cards, but on the other hand, getting more money is so important because then you can potentially kill.
I mean, HQ's pretty secure at the minute. You can't get into it through either.
Well, you can get through it. You can't. Oh wait, no. Okay, no, you can get through it. It costs quite a bit, but it's easy to get into HQ. The Mesh de Vesto is just expensive.
Well, it's harder to get into HQ than it is R&D at the minute.
A cup and then a run straight into R&D.
Yep, this
Interesting.
is correct. I think this is.
Seeing one.
You're sweeping the hand. Yep, doesn't matter what it was. You just need to access a card to host it on cup because we're building our own
And
legwork.
then overclocking into R&D, overclocking into HQ.
We're sweeping HQ.
I presume to just see as many cards as possible. Probably going to just try and trash.
So we know HQ's clean.
Yeah, so we know HQ's clear. Now the difficulty here is you're now low on credits. Potentially could die to measured response.
Yes, because the
We do have the fermenter still is on the board. That can get you somewhere. All right.
Oh, that's not what you want to see.
You can't. Yeah, not paying for any of those. Choosing instead to keep the money.
Five cards.
2 and
Wait, was that last click? Is that okay? That's game then.
Yeah, that's game.
Yeah,
Measured
that's
response.
game. Oh wow, doing that last click is so rough. Getting the credits.
So he read. So they read that was that was an agenda.
Petty cash for 2.
Looked at it, saw that it was an agenda, and decided to go for it.
Well, yeah, and this is why there was
Yeah.
this last-ditch dive on HQ.
Yeah, playing
Yeah.
defensively is not slow play. Taking your time to sit and think is taking your time to sit and think is valuable. More than that, not stalling, but like playing through all of your options and playing very defensively is very valuable.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to. He got the win. Well done, Frieden.
Yeah,
Great
so
job.
Tough call. Well done, Freedom.
All the agendas still in the deck.
Yeah, they were all still in R&D. You had to stall out you had to wait for fresh cards to show on R&D as the runner, and then make a deep dive and hope that got you enough.
Amazing game by both players. It
Yeah,
was fun to
definitely.
watch that. Just I love watching a game like that where it's just slowly. You're watching both players try and figure out when you could potentially push, when it's safe,
Yeah,
when
very,
it isn't.
very cerebral.
Yeah.
No,
All
that
right.
was a good one.
With that round, I'm going to wrap it up there because we're just about done, and then we'll come back just a bit before the next round to talk about the current standings and who's potentially definitely into the finals and who we're still waiting to see might make it.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
See you then.
See you then.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Netrunner players. We are back live from World Championships 2025 here in Edinburgh, Scotland. My name is Cranked, pronouns he, him.
My name's Juniper, pronouns she, her, and I'm real excited. It's the final round of the Swiss. We're going to see who gets into the top cut. We've got our standings in. It's going to be a bit before they pair the next round just to make sure everyone gets their things in, but we can check who is at there. Oh, round 14 is paired, but we can, for now, we can check who is in the top cut. I believe... so we have a couple players who are confirmed to definitely have made it. Analyze Chris, obviously.
Yeah.
12 wins in a row. You're not missing out there.
What a run. What a run from Chris.
Alp also at 33, so 11 wins. I believe that is definitely making it.
And with 2 IDs, I don't think anyone expected to make any noise. Barry, Baz Wong, and Mirror Morph. Fascinating stuff.
Wild stuff.
Yeah.
Mirror Morph is not the deck I expected to see in the top cut. There's a number of people at 31 who I believe have all said that I think we're definitely going to make it in. Kikai, D-Dark, Vedi, Zomzraft, and Bowsley, all saying all almost certainly going to make it in. Then we've got how many players on 30 from spots 8 through 13 at 30 points. So all possibly in. From there is when it gets tricky. There are how many on 27 points? There are slots up to slot 42 from, oh my gosh, from 19th to 42, all have 27 points. So any one of these players, if they hit 30, could potentially claim it. All of those players are going to be competing to get 30 points. And at 30 points, it's
very
dicey whether you win based on strength of schedule. The 3 players there's a few players that are really interesting here. Frieden, the Robin, Trait, Mortimer, and the King. All of them, if they win, are definitely in.
Yes.
Because they're at 30 points. They're at between 30 and 27.
The Robin's Mercury deck is profoundly cool.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'd love to see that. Okay. Yeah, so... looks like we're going to get a game. I'm not entirely sure who it'll be. We'll find out in a bit.
Getting the game up on the stream table shortly, so we'll be live with more gameplay here any minute. As I said, the rounds are getting paired.
All of those players are at a point where they can't ID successfully, especially the ones that are at 28 points, because 29, with that many players on 27, not going to get it to you. But if you win, you're instantly past 30, so you're going to guarantee your spot in the top cut.
A win and in is always really exciting.
Yeah, win and is always really exciting.
Every game of Netrunner is a thrill ride, but a win and in, really putting all the marbles on the table. Winner takes, well, I was about to say all, not quite all yet, but winner locks their spot in top 16. Really exciting stuff.
We can also say we're seeing there's a lot of, I just noticed that Trat at 28 points is on Newfum. I got to cheer for that. I'm a Newfum player. I've been playing so much Newfum recently. I adore the deck. I do dumb stuff with it, not good stuff. I'm not like good at Newfum. I play Newfum Moonpool for fun.
That's sick.
Makes me happy. But I really enjoy. I hope that we get to see a Newfum in the top cut.
Any 54 card deck, I'm like automatically kind of into. Shout out Free Museum.
There's a couple of. What's really interesting is that up in the top 16, we have a couple of NBNs, but the best and the same number of Waylands. Which, if you check the number of entries into the tournament, Wayland had far more than NBN. There were only like 10% NBN, but like 23% Wayland. Yet, like, the same 2 decks may be making it to the top cut for both of them.
Yeah, NBN's in a really interesting spot. We saw it make a lot of noise at World Showdown, particularly Epiphany, with, I think, the best win rate and conversion rate for any singular identity. But it was sort of a question mark of, was this sort of an anomaly? Were people just not packing the tech for NBN assets? Because a lot of players, myself included, thought the faction was in a really tough spot after the touch-ups ban.
Yep. Just got to get the table name so we know who's playing at this one, and then we will be ready to go. If we can get that info from the table. As soon as we can get the table name and number. Doesn't sound like we can hear Izzy, so we need a quick second to figure this out. Give us a second while we're figuring out exactly who's playing.
It's a work in progress, folks.
Oh, getting it in. So yeah, all right, we got the table info, so we'll be heading to the game in just a second.
It's a mystery to me over here.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing yet.
I cannot see the stream table from
where
where I'm sitting. I'm very, very excited to see what is going to be on coverage. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I just got word for what we're getting. We are getting Ghost Meat against the man, the myth, the legend, former world champion, Chris Dyer, aka Nememaya.
Oh, that's exciting.
This is new school versus old school. Do we know the sides? Who's playing what?
Let's see. So,
okay, looks like Chris is going to be playing Sable, and it means Ghostbeat is going to be playing Ayuko, the big bad egg. Ghostbeat, for those of you unfamiliar with him, I believe he is out of the Vancouver area in Canada. Famously one of the best PE players to ever do it. However, PE, out the door, rotated, no longer playable. So he has decided to purchase a dozen eggs and join the legion of Ayuko players, and has been racking up quite a body count here.
Both players at 27, so if they win, they have a chance to get in. It's a rough chance because so many people are at 27 points. But if they win, they'll at the very least be on the bubble. We'll see what could potentially happen.
All they need is a chance. Sometimes all you need is a chance.
And either way, it's going to be a very exciting game.
Yeah, Chris is, if you haven't watched Chris Dyer play Netrunner, it's like poetry.
Yep.
He is, not the ID, he is absolutely incredible, so thoughtful in his play. There's a reason he was world champion back in 2016.
So both players had 9 wins and 4 losses. We'll see whether they can manage to hit 10, which is potentially the number.
We are underway. Mandatory draw for Ghostbeat. It looks like we're going to ice up HQ.
Interesting players, although I'll say it's a matchup we've seen a lot today. Sable versus Alco might be the second most common after Sable versus Leo is the most common matchup to see today.
It is. I believe Ghostbeat is on an Oppo research build.
Interesting.
I think we actually see the world's alt art from last year in hand for him right away, as well as a hybrid release, couple pieces of ice.
Slightly different build. Nememaya not on the Dolls build of Sable. Haven't seen that as much today. A lot more people on your standard Crim Breakers. I'm a little bit sad about that because I love the funny dolls, but a lot more people just going for your normal Kuripiras, stuff like that.
Speaking of Kurapira, here it is, the funny backwards foot man, breaking barriers.
I wonder if that's due to the presence of Leo in the tournament, just worrying about like how expensive some of that ice is to break, and knowing that Kurapira can potentially get through barriers easier.
Yeah, and then the bypass coming back as well.
Yeah.
Seeing a card off the top of R&D. Looked like a Hansei review.
Can't do anything with that. Definitely would have been nice to see an early steal or something. I'm always curious with Alco, the sooner that they can start putting counters on it, the better.
Yes.
That's the main thing with Alco. You have to get that early start with counters on it, whether that's through Bladderwort for damage or whether that's through something else, whether that's through Cohort is the usual way. Any way to just start getting those counters, because once you have them, you can then use the draw to accelerate into other things that give you counters.
The machine feeds itself.
But you have to get those first counters, and getting those first counters can be really difficult if you're up against someone who really knows what they're doing.
Now, we didn't see Ghostbeat res that first installed card in the remote in server 1 there. Here's that copy of Hansei.
Playing a Hansei. Well, that does indicate at the very least that you know you don't have to worry about Bladderwort.
Yes.
I'm not seeing a ton of Bladderwort today, but did see it in a round just a little bit ago in a couple of rounds, round 12, I believe. And as soon as the corp goes up to 10 credits, you know, okay, I don't have to worry about being pinged down like that.
Rolling HQ mark, drawing up with Dr. Nuka here. What do you think Chris is looking, or what do you think Nememaya is looking for in this case?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of good options. All the criminal cards are just pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting a Sentry Breaker down feels really great against any Jinteki.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just anything like Saisentan.
All right. Going to check archives, I believe.
Yeah, keeping archives clear, very key in the Ayuko matchup. Can't let them have freebies off of things like Moonpool or Cohort Guidance Program.
See where this might go. Going to let the run.
That's
and give away a Fuji.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so that's going to lose you. Now, this is an interesting play because it's dangerous, but it does get you that second counter. You do now definitely have that second counter, and you can start accelerating.
Now, this makes me wonder, was Ghostbeat setting up a Regenesis play by any chance?
Could be. One of those cards could be a Regenesis, although, I mean, it makes you want to go check them both.
It does, yeah.
Going to draw up instead with Nuka. And then
Nuka should be trashed?
Yeah, Nuka should definitely be trash. There we go.
Thanks, Chris.
Right. Then we'll see. Yeah, putting that second counter there, that's so important. Probably the only reason you would let the Fuji fire, I think.
Right.
It's a dangerous thing, although maybe you're also just so flooded that you're more worried about other things. I'm not entirely sure.
This does also set up big Oppo research, though.
It does. What's the limit on Oppo research again? Is it 3 or 4?
Threat 3.
Threat
So
3.
we're
Okay,
there.
so Oppo is ready. You could Oppo this turn.
Chris sitting on exactly 8 credits, so he would need to essentially skip his entire turn to clear through the tags. I gotta think Ghostmeat would be happy with that exchange.
Yeah,
though.
that's pretty good. I mean, that's if you're going for the Oppo build and you have the Oppo in hand, that's a pretty good reason to send out to just let it happen. Especially, interestingly, if you have the Alco and you have the cohort, which can get you cards.
Yes.
And that means you're going to draw so many cards, you could potentially be just saying, I think I can draw into Mindscaping at end of the line.
Right.
I think I could just draw into everything I need to kill you. Dangerous play, but solid.
Seeing a Sericulture expansion on the far right side of Ghostmeat's hand.
Counter, 2 credits,
Okay.
card draw.
Pitched a Tattoo Bola for the cohort guidance program.
Delightful.
Draw 4 cards to start a turn. Very normal.
Let's go petty cash. From
Draw
the bin.
5, I think. 3 from Alco, 1 from cohort, and mandatory.
Yeah, 1 goes away, I
Yeah.
suppose. But yeah, look at 5 cards. Yeah. Seems great. No downside.
Look at 5 cards from your bin.
Petty cash from the bin.
Starting with petty cash. Petty cash from the bin feels good. You got extra money.
Do you see Regenesis on the far right side of Ghostmeat's hand now?
Yeah,
Almost
there
a
is.
hybrid
That is the
release.
danger of that's the danger of going for the Fuji thing.
Your Spin Doctor likely just going to fix up the hand. Like Fut didn't get a good look at the second one.
We're off the map here, Dave.
What's that?
We're off the map here.
That's pretty fun.
One.
Let's see.
Yeah, Fut's a really good way to get the party started. As soon as Fut hits the board, that kind of becomes the mini game that the runner has to play. That card is the closest thing that we've seen to a must-trash asset in a long time.
Yes,
There
so
it
we're
is.
going to see. So the Regenesis got put down, and then immediately followed by the Oppo. So if the runner doesn't run the Regenesis here, next turn, if they just spend the whole turn clearing tags,
Yeah.
which you feel like you have to do, on this turn, you get the free Regenesis plus whatever's in the bin, which
Now,
is so good.
Archives Mark is interesting because now Chris can sweep Archives and
Yeah,
potentially
that's
pop
definitely what you don't want to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, he can make Ghostmeat pop the Spin Doctor and still clear out all those tags. Now, it does cost Chris everything.
It does also mean that you're set up for a second Oppo, though.
Only if you steal.
Oh, only if you steal. But yeah, if you... you could let the runner steal if it's a tiny agenda. That's
Sure.
such a brave thing to
Yeah.
do that I don't think is good in any way.
It is
but
Sericulture in the bin, which I gotta think is going back in. It is,
All right,
as well as Oppo Research.
that's rough to see. If that mark hadn't been our archives, I think you probably could have gotten away with that.
Agreed. The one time that Archives Mark is is probably the best option.
Now, I wonder if, at this point, I mean, I assume you have to clear all the tags. Like, that's what I assume has to happen.
It would be brave not to. There's potentially an argument to go down to 1. Hard to kill off of just a single tag.
The interesting thing, though, is if you know that there was something shuffled back in there, do you say, okay, I'm going to clear 3 tags, and then with the last one, I'm going to go check that server. I think
Yeah.
that's a Regenesis.
Now we're going down to 1 tag, 2 credits. for
Trying to
Chris.
decide what to do on the last one. You've got the cards in hand. You could potentially say, you're not going to Mindscaping end of the line.
Right.
That's not going to happen. I'm going to go take what I think is probably a Regenesis off the board.
Just click for a
Clicking
credit.
for a credit. Interesting. All right. So now...
All right, cards in hand.
Oh, Ghostmeat asking
Uh-oh.
cards in hand. That's never a good question for the AUCO player to be asking. His cohort.
Credits. I'm gonna trash.
What's the pitch here?
See how this goes.
2 Futs in hand along with some ice and a hybrid release. Looks like Fut is going to be the pitch to cohort. Maybe. Don't forget to draw.
Going up.
Don't forget to draw. Don't forget to... Okay. Potentially miss trigger here.
Sorry? Oh, it is. Did I not draw that yet?
You do. You have to draw as part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, top card. So basically what's going on here, I believe Ghostmeat missed the draw from the cohort. So the top card mandatorily goes to hand.
Yeah.
And then the
Then
AUCO
you can go
trigger
to the
happens.
AUCO trigger.
Kind of a little thing, but still important to keep a clean board state here.
Now, assuming this deck is trying to do a end of the line and a bunch of Mindscapings. In a deck like this, if you're running tags, I don't know why you wouldn't run Mindscaping. Just
Agreed.
because it's so versatile. Like, you can run 3
Right.
of them, and if you don't hit with any tags, great. It's just draw, filtering, and money. So I assume that you're doing that. There is the opportunity of just saying, screw it. We'll just try and dig for all of my kill tools and
Makes
go
sense.
for the kill here.
Okay. You have 1 tag, you have 3 credits.
1 tag. We didn't see anything get trashed last turn.
Correct.
Or stolen, so you're not in
Right.
danger of another oppo.
Second off the table, likely a kill off the table as well. No kill pieces in the hand for Ghost Meat.
Let's see. Install.
Here's a new remote. Here's another new remote. We're going wide.
That is a new remote.
And last click.
One more click remaining for Ghost Meat. Let's see what he has cooked up for us. We're gonna ice a new remote. Could this be Fut? It could
And
be.
Rezzing Fut.
There he
Okay.
is. Very, very powerful executive from Jinteki released in Elevation.
Threatening to do a lot of terrible
Oh, yeah.
things here.
Fut gets out of hand very quickly if left unchecked. Just makes every agenda score or steal that much more painful. And really, Fut is what enables a lot of the quote-unquote easy kills from Ayuko. Now, Chris sitting with some pretty good cards in hand. There is a transfer of wealth as well as a couple of breakers.
Don't have to worry about a lot of things though. You only have 3 credits. You only have, and you know that at any time if you just see an agenda on accident, there's the threat of an oppo coming down again.
And the near guarantee of 2 net damage at this point.
Yep.
Chris deep in the tank, hands on head. Showing off the lovely Link tattoo.
Alco is so stressful.
It's a very stressful matchup. I think it's one of the most fun matchups to play, though.
Absolutely.
Maybe Chris disagrees with me at this moment in time, though.
Click 1.
Click 1, we're going to check one of the new remotes. See what this is. Looks like the powers that be. That's going to stay.
Second remote.
Thinking.
Not sure what you potentially res here. Assuming that's...
Yeah, that's
the Regenesis.
Regenesis. Here's 2 net damage.
Okay. Hitting for 2.
Chris with 5 cards in hand. Let's see what goes to the bin. It is, there's a copy of
Ooh,
Carmen.
that
and
Carmen
a
is
Chezza.
rough.
Yeah, losing a killer is always rough against Jinteki. I believe there might be a revolver in hand as well for Chris.
Yeah. Now it's a danger because not only is the oppo a danger, but you still have that tag. You have to clear that tag now because if you or you
bold.
could just try and
We're
win
going.
the game.
Hold my wine. We're going.
No action access.
Fuji's lethal. That's another steal. That's Regenesis.
That's 5 points. Okay, so here, if you don't clear the tag, you do
5 points.
instantly lose,
You lose
potentially.
You lose
because
to
you lose to end of the line.
If you draw, you lose to Mindscaping end of the line. So we're going to clear the
there we
tag.
go.
This seems wise from Chris.
Yeah. Now, here you have the possibility of, with 3 cards in turn,
That's pretty good.
I don't think you can kill with Fut here, because Fut's only 2 damage.
Fut is 2 damage currently. Sting is gone. So yeah, I think it would be tough to kill from 2 short of something like a Reaper function.
Alco.
Here's Auko. Looks like the Hansei review is the draw from Cohort. Seeing another Cohort, a Mindscaping, and a Sericulture expansion from the Auko trigger.
Mindscaping could be something, potentially. Really would love to probably see another Oppo research.
Yeah.
Although Oppo research is definitely going to send the runner into just frenzy mode of, all right, it's over. I'm just going to take every agenda.
Correct.
Try and find that last
I
point.
think you go tag me on 1 credit
Yeah.
from here.
I am
Now, it is very important as an Auko player to keep the Auko cards separate from your hand. They're not in your hand. They are still technically in R&D at this point. Ghost Meat, very thoughtful player.
Trying to figure out all possible options. Throwing something in the bin. We'll see what it is. When it potentially gets a run. All right.
Here we go.
So many cards drawn. Let's see what we can potentially do here.
Removal. There is another Oppo research in hand.
Oh gosh. Okay. Now the danger there is one, like I said, once you score that, once you play that, the runner is just going to say, okay, the game's over. The game is over in terms of next turn. Like,
Right.
next turn, I am almost certainly going to be end of the line or
Precisely.
something with how much Alco triggers there are. How do I win? I just have to go for the win now. All I care about is just stealing agendas wherever they are. And if you have, like, that could lose you the game just on runner checks R&D twice. So
Yeah.
you might want to put down just any piece of ice.
Yeah, 5
Yep,
points.
there
5
it
points
is.
means the sericulture
Piece of ice,
expansion
and then I
is
assume, yep, and there it
Here
is.
it is.
Oppo research, right. So that puts now the runner, instead of it just being like, well, I'm just going to check R&D over and over again, desperately do it. I do assume this means that one of the 2 cards on the table is potentially a Spin Doctor.
Spin Doctor or Moonpool would also
Yeah,
keep archives
Moonpool
clean.
also keeps archives clean. All right. Runner is running out of options, but also has 5 points. Either of those ice could potentially be permeable. I haven't seen any multi-access.
Correct.
Yeah.
Most criminal decks these days are not on one-shot multi-access, so not something
Usually
like
just on
Jailbreak.
twinning.
Usually on twinning. Not going to help you much in this position. Chris likely relying on singles to close this one out.
But any single will do it at this point. I mean,
Sometimes
you've
all you
stolen
need.
2 Regenesises. Apart from, there's probably a couple of hybrid releases.
Here's archives.
Are we just going to let it happen?
Here's archives.
Is there nothing in archives?
Maybe. I thought I
Checking through everything that's
checked.
in
I didn't
archives.
see any agendas in
Trying
there.
to decide what to do with it. Okay.
Here's
Resing a
Moonpool. Okay, so there
Moonpool.
must be something in archives worth protecting.
I can trash up to 2 cards. Let's go.
Very powerful Jinteki asset. Big ups to the Borealis playtesters for unleashing this one onto the world.
I love Moonpool.
I do
Moonpool
too.
is one of my favorite cards. Like, just in terms of cards that have been released recently and such, it is one of my favorite cards that I've just seen. It does so many fun things. All right. Going to put an advancement counter on a piece of ice. I assume that's just nothing, but it could potentially be
I was
something.
really curious that Ghostbeat isn't opting to put another face-down card into his deck. I don't believe you have to shuffle in only agendas. I believe you can shuffle in any face-down card. You just
Yeah,
only
no, you
get
technically can.
advancements from agendas.
And also, there wasn't an agenda in Archives.
There was one. There was a Sericulture expansion.
Oh, okay. I thought that was in hand.
I believe it was in archives. I think that may have been either the cohort or the AUCO discard. We're shuffling the deck for Ghostmeat.
That does take you very low on credits.
Yeah, 4 credits potentially puts you off of a kill. I believe Mindscaping under the line is 5, so this should be a good run here. What's the worst case scenario ice-wise here? Maybe Anemone?
Anemone would be really bad, especially with the
Tatubola, no big deal.
Tatubola is pretty good, honestly, because it potentially lets the Corp gain some money, which you really
Correct.
want right now. Since you're so low on credits, you're worried about not being able to kill with whatever tools that you
Now,
have.
Ghostmeat went down to 2 credits to res that Tatubola, so Chris seems fairly confident that there's something in hand. There's Mindscaping. Uh-oh.
You see that. Mindscaping is at most 2 damage?
3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, so Mindscaping plus Mindscaping wins the game.
Yeah, double Mindscaping's enough.
Mindscaping
It's R&D.
running there.
What is
We're going to
it?
see...
3
Oh,
cards in
gosh.
hand. Even something Seisenton also in play here after the Tatubola
Now
bounce.
you need at least 6 is the amount you need for Mindscaping plus end of the line, if that's going to be your kill strategy.
5, I believe.
5? Is end of line 3?
End of line 3.
Okay.
This is Boto.
Spending all of it on Boto.
You're not getting in here.
Oh wow.
Oh, letting the Tatubola
And that's
fire.
That's gonna deal 2 net damage. Wait, is this last click?
This is click 3, I believe. Chris
Click
can only
3.
draw 1.
So on your turn.
Cohort basis.
Wait, no, but it got the extra click from running HQ.
Oh, yes, HQ mark. Thank
So
you.
can draw 2.
Can draw back up
can
to
draw
live.
2, which means that you can.
14 minutes left in the round.
If you draw 2 here, then the worst that can happen to you is click for 2 credits Mindscaping, which clears your hand.
Well, Cohort can give you the 2 credits as well. Looks like we're going to check HQ again. This is not going to get rezzed. Vanilla no longer in the game.
Okay,
Here we go.
so
Okay, that's not lethal, but it is 2 net damage, and Chris is
that's
flatlined.
game.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Ghostmead taking
Wow.
down former world champion
So
Chris
many
Dyer.
possible kill lines, and we found the exact one that one of them that'll work.
When stealing an agenda goes wrong, the worst possible hit.
I think the Sericulture might have been from hand, and I think he might have done it specifically to make sure there wasn't a 2 in hand.
Oh my goodness.
Because he just said, if that gets stolen, it's over. If that gets stolen, then I could potentially, I lose the game. But if I don't do that, then the only card that can be stolen in my hand is like a ton of damage.
Well played to both of our players.
Really well played.
Ghostmead putting another tally on the side of the airplane, and it's a former world champion. What a run, though, from Chris Dyer.
I love seeing games like this. I love seeing games like this where you get a runner who plays like 2 installs over the course of the game, and it's just all desperately fighting against the tide of net damage.
That's
It's
criminal.
So
That's good criminal, baby.
yeah. Great game. So much fun.
Well played to both players. We're going to have to wait and see if Ghostmead is still live and in contention for top 16.
All right, we're going to take a quick break.
We'll
and
be
then
back.
once we get the standings, we'll be back to talk about them, see who's in the top cut. Then we're going to go to... then we are going to go to lunch break, and then after that will be the final top 16 for the World Championships.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
It's all coming together. We're going to go to a break. My name has been Cranked.
I'm Juniper. Excited to see you in just a bit once we know who's making it into the finals.
Netrunner players. Netrunner players, I'm going to announce the top 32. If you're in the top 16, I'm going to ask you to sort your deck by card type so that we can make deck checks faster and easier for our volunteers during lunch. I'm asking all top 16 players to be back here for 12:50. I will read that 16 out somewhat quickly so that y'all can get some food. All right, so in first place with 38 points, Analyze Chris, champ of Swiss. In second place, Alpi. In third place, Leech Road. In fourth place, Angelio. In fifth place, Kikai. In sixth place, D-Dark. In seventh place, VT. In eighth place, Zomsraft. In ninth place, Bowsley. In 10th place, Rongi Doge. In 11th place, Trat. In 12th place, Ice Cream College. In 13th place, Cable Carnage. In 14th place, Mortivore. In 15th place, Davs. In 16th, and our final player in the top 16, Sleeper. If all players in the top 16 could sort their decks and bring them up to HQ, that would be great. For the top 32, we do have prizes for you to also pick up front. So in 17th, we have Count Zero. In 18th, we have Captain Nice. In 19th, we have Test Running. In 20th, we have Eden. In 21st, we have Deer. In 22nd, we have Cobra Bubbles. In 23rd, we have Bright Sides. In 24th, we have Rotom Appliance. In 25th, we have Johnny. In 26th, we have Ghost Meat. In 27th, we have Benvelopment. In 28th, we have Cyber Shark. In 29th, we have Goshawk. In 30th, we have Frydon. In 31st, we have Rahi. And our 32nd player, oops, and I tapped away, is Bridgman. Everyone from 17 to 32, please make sure to come to HQ and get your playmat. Everyone who participated in day 2 can go next door, tell AMS that you're owed some side event tickets, 2 of them, and you can redeem those for prizes. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you after lunch.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Netrunner players. We're back from Edinburgh, Scotland with the 2025 World Championships. My name is Cranked.
I'm Juniper.
And you just heard Isengrin announce the top 16 contestants here at the World Championships. We started with about, I believe, 360 players.
Yep.
We've whittled that field down to just 16 players that are still in contention for the title of 2025
and when
World
we come
Champion.
back after lunch, we'll be seeing all of them compete in the final bracket. But for now, you want to talk about who's actually in it real quick?
Yeah, let's go through the list just top to bottom, starting off undefeated in Swiss. Analyze Chris.
Absolutely incredible.
Dominant.
The decks are assumedly, I mean, I don't think we've seen them on stream, but assuming they're pretty standard archetypes we've seen. Sable and Leo are the 2 most popular decks here today by far. But just an incredible performance.
Yeah, truly dominant. We saw a similar performance out of Jai last year. Chris actually, I believe, won up to Jai with 1 additional win in Swiss.
Because Chris was undefeated and the next person behind them was 2 wins down instead of 1 win. Chris couldn't ID with anyone in the first round today and had to play it out.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting 12 wins instead of 11.
After Chris, we have, I believe it's pronounced Alpi. Apologies if I've pronounced your name incorrectly. Representing 2 very different IDs. They're still in the same faction.
This is maybe what I'm most excited about. Still purple and blue, but Mirror Morph and Baz.
Oh, yeah.
Mirror Morph and Baz. Let me check how many people actually played Mirror Morph and Baz. Baz has... There were 7 Baz players and 8 Mirror Morphs total in the tournament, both less than 3% of the entire field.
I have no idea what these decks could be doing. I have some assumptions. Mirror Morph, whenever I see Mirror Morph, I'm assuming it's doing some combo nonsense, fast advance, I don't know, maybe something like Foot Gun Frenzy. But
I like Baz against Leo, honestly, because you're rezzing so much ice.
Mm-hmm.
In a field with so many Alco is worrying, but in a field where there's so much Leo and Glacier, honestly, it might feel pretty good.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Following up in 3rd place, we have Leech Road, also representing Leo and Sable.
Yeah.
Kind of the story of the tournament.
Yeah, so many of those.
Criminal, HB, Glacier's back, baby. And then following up after Leech Road in 4th place, some different IDs for a change. We have Angedello with Hoshiko and Epiphany Analytica. NBN.
Now, this is interesting. Yeah, especially because NBN, only 8.9% of the field was on NBN.
Yeah.
Like, it's lower than even Wayland, and yet there's only 1 Wayland in the entire top 16, I believe. And meanwhile, there's 2 different Nebulas. Along with just past the cut at slot 18, or not 2 different Nebulas, 2 different NBNs, and just past the cut at slot 18, another NBN. NBN outperforming Wayland, even with Wayland having a much larger cut of the field today.
Yeah, I did not have NBN on my bingo card. And then Hoshiko, it remains to be seen what the Hoshiko deck is doing. A lot of flexibility within that identity.
It's good Anarch stuff.
It's just good
No matter what you're doing, you can always get good stuff out of Hoshiko.
After Angedello, we have the Surveyor himself, Kikai, in 5th place, representing Sable, and our first AUCO in the cut.
Great.
We saw Kikai on stream yesterday, I believe, right?
Yeah. Lost, I believe, in that game, but
Sable.
did a great job.
Yeah, clearly.
And AUCO is still great. We've seen it today multiple times. We've seen AUCO so many times on stream already. It's a really good deck. it's really hard to play against.
Yeah.
It's really, really solid.
Even though it's a known threat, like it can still absolutely take down games with relative ease. Next up, we have D-Dark in 6th place.
Oh yeah, D-Dark in 6th place. Leo and then another Sable.
Yep.
All over the place here. Veti with Auko and Lou.
Lou,
Lou is an
yeah.
interesting choice, especially, I mean, Lou doesn't feel good against Leo, but it
Correct.
feels great against Auko.
Now, it depends on what the Lou is doing, I suppose. If there's Ice Destruction, I can see that shoring up the Leo matchup if they're doing something like Chisel Charm. Do you want to trash your Ice to Chisel, or do you want to trash it to Leo?
Yep. But we'll see what that deck is doing. Then Zomsraft with another Epiphany. Are they in the same testing group?
I don't know. I should have asked.
Yeah, I'll have to check because it would make sense given that there's multiple Epiphanies in the top cut. In fact, they're also both playing a Hoshiko. So if there's not the same testing group, there's probably some connection there.
Yeah, or at least some overlap
I would
there.
assume there's something there between the two of them. But both performing really well and excited to see what those do. Bowsley with an Auko and a Lat.
First Shaper. First Shaper of the cut. Shaper, I think, potentially underperforming. I know they're the least represented runner faction, but there was a lot of speculation that this was going to be a bit of a resurgence of Shaper, given that Creative Commission coming off the ban list.
Unfortunately, we didn't really see it, and the only 2 Shapers in the top cut are Lats, which is never a good sign for me. I mean, respect Lat, but...
Still some scars from last year?
Oh, it's just boring. It's just the most boring shape
Sorry,
possible.
Lat players, I agree. But clearly an amazing performance from Bowlsley. Number 10, my whole heart, my father, Rongi Doge, representing Sable and Ayuko. The decks that, I mean, he's been grinding these decks for months.
Yeah.
I really hope we can get Rongi on stream. Rongi, you have to see his mannerisms at the table to be believed. He is so intimidating to play against.
Oh my gosh.
I won't spoil anything, but Ian, I love Ian so much.
Hell yeah.
In 11th place, we have Trat representing Sable and Nuving.
Let's go. This is my choice for the tournament. Not for any personal reason. I just love Nuvum. I've been playing Nuvum forever. Before it was any good, and then after it was bad again. It had one brief surgence in the meta, and during that surgence from Jai, I was really annoyed because I wanted to play funny meme decks with it, and now suddenly it's good, and everyone's prepared to go against Nuvum, and no one's surprised by me running Moonpool in it. But I'm so excited to see a Nuvum. Very curious what it's doing. I mean, I assume it's measured response. Like, if you play measured response in Nuvum, there's so many ways to kill with it. But we'll see. It could be, I mean, Jai was doing more of a fast advanced strategy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 12th place, we have Ice Cream College, I believe, representing Tiebreakers, playing Hoshiko and Ayuko. It's still another, tag and bag kill Ayuko, but a little bit more emphasis on the tag. There's false leads. There's orbital superiorities.
Oh, gosh.
So it's
fascinating.
It's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, I'm curious how much variation we're going to see in some of these decks. Because there's so many Leos and there's so many Aukos and so many Hoshikos. Actually, notably, like, there's a ton of Sables and a ton of Hoshikos, but that's it. There are no
mostly hot, right?
in the entire top cut, which is
that settles it. Sable's better.
Mushi is Mushi actually had more of a representation in the tournament than Hoshiko by a fair amount.
Wow.
Or by one.
Oh, okay. All right.
But one more, and then only 20 behind Sable. Sable being the largest by far. But not quite making it there. Not a single Mushi making it into the top cut.
13th place, we have Cable Carnage representing the Snare Bears, playing Hoshiko. Very interesting build of Hoshiko, with a little bit of everything. Little ice destruction, little multi-access, dolls, just everything on the smorgasbord. And then Jiteki restoring humanity. It's a Sisyphus protocol build.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Buckle up.
We saw one of those on stream. That's going to be interesting because I feel like Sisyphus, not as good against Hoshiko, especially with the ice destruction decks. Devastating against Sable.
Yes.
Just if you utterly destroy. We saw. I got to commentate a game where we watched Sable just get destroyed by a Hoshiko.
Right.
Or get destroyed by a Sisyphus. And so if we see that happen, like, that's one of the matchups where and it's going to be rough because there's actually 2 restoring humanities in their slot 13 and I believe slot 16.
16, sneaking in.
And both of those are low in the cut. And if you're higher in the cut, you get to choose which side you play.
For round one.
For round one
specifically.
You get to choose if you play Corp or Runner. And that's going to potentially be rough because if they're up against the Sable, almost certainly the Sable's going to say, no, I'm playing my Corp.
Right.
You're not playing RH against me. I know that matchup is so bad for me.
I'm not rolling the boulder up the hill today.
Definitely matchups where you wanted to place higher, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully the Runner decks are just as good.
14th place, we have Mortivore playing Ayuko and Sebastian
Let's
Souza
go,
Pessoa.
Seb.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. How many Sebs were there in the tournament? There
like
were
15?
13 total. So yeah, 3.6%, reasonable amount.
Very good.
Still far more than the Bazes in the tournament. Wild that one of the main decks is a Baz.
Sorry to the Baz heads out there.
I love it. I love Baz. Baz is awesome.
Yeah. 15th place, we have Davs131 representing Ayuko and another unique ID, Essa.
Yeah, Essa also up right up there with Saz, right up there with Seb, only 12 in the tournament. I'm curious what that looks like.
I am too. This would seem to be a somewhat hostile meta to Essa.
Yeah, that's not the Essa we saw on stream, was it? I just saw an Essa on stream. It might have been that one actually. But
someone in chat, correct us.
Yeah. Either way, it's an exciting matchup. Love to see Essa. Been a
Me too.
big fan of them. So we'll see how that goes.
And then finally, in 16th place, we have Sleeper representing Jinteki Restoring Humanity and Lat. So another Shaper.
Maybe my single least favorite 2 decks in this tournament, in the top 16. No, I'm sure they're going to be fun to watch and a beautiful performance, but Lat and then probably Sisyphus Restoring Humanity hurts my soul.
So that's our top. That's our top cut.
Yep, that's our top cut.
Every faction represented, except for Nova and Ampere. Sorry.
Yeah.
But really great stuff from all performers.
I do have to comment. I do have to give the special award. Let's see who won it. Thomas Haas, congratulations, winning the coveted You Got 69th Place award. Nice job. Nice job.
Real nice job.
Also, I also have to comment. I have to say, as wonderful as this tournament has been, absolutely devastating for the pronoun meta. Entire he, him strap on the top. If anyone wants to suddenly announce that they're changing their pronouns for the top cut, I will cheer for you the entire way through.
Now's the time to do it.
Now's the time to do it. You will get the support of the commentary booth. But no, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm really excited to see it. Hopefully, we can get Chris. We can watch some of Chris's stuff, because I don't think Chris got to be on stream and ended up going 12-0.
Yeah.
I really want to see the Mirror Morph and the Baz. Really want to see what's going up there, especially the Baz. I'm a big fan of that. And also, if at some point the Nuvum is doing really well, I might be like, hey, I'm subbing in for commentary.
I don't
have to
blame
let
you.
me do this. I gotta watch the Nuvum. So
I lobbied for
we'll
Nebula yesterday, so it's only fair you get to lobby for Nuving today.
But yeah, really exciting tournament.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I can't wait. The electricity.
We'll be back after the break. Eric and Andre will be commentating the first few rounds of finals.
Not comedian Eric Andre, but Eric and Andre. The Eric Andre show is on a different network.
But yeah, they'll be commenting. That'll be after lunch breaks. That'll be probably in about half an hour, 40 minutes.
I believe 12:50 our time. So yeah, about 25 to 30 minutes ish.
Yes.
So go grab a snack, grab a sandwich, grab lunch of your own if you're in roughly the same time zone as us.
We'll be back then. See you then.